Time for 49ers Rush Podcast. And here's your host, John Chapman.
What is going on, faithful? Welcome to another edition, a live edition, later than normal of the 49ers Rush Podcast. I just wanted to talk some 49ers football, and I thought, why not? Let's jump on here. I want to give a shout out to my man, Jake Firm. I was hanging out with him, talking some Niners, and he just got me amped up. And I was like, man, let's go home. Let's get some stuff going. What's up, Raphael? Love all the hashtag CCs coming in. Now, we've got some 49ers news. We broke earlier the signing of Tashawn Gibson, the new safety. So if you want to catch that, we did a full episode just for that. If you want to go back and catch that, you're more than welcome to. It's on our YouTube. It's on all of our audio platform as well. Which I think is key. I really, really like that we brought him in. Gives that veteran presence to the secondary, which I'm excited about. But they had to let somebody go. And we told you 2 days ago it's probably going to be Mac, the wide receiver. And sure enough, that's who it came out to be, who had the hamstring issue. You know, it's I hate to say it, injuries, if you're a bubble roster player and you get injured, now's not the time. And obviously nobody predicts their injuries or whatever, can schedule them in a, comfortable manner. It's unfortunate. That's all I can say. But Austin Mack is cut. They've got to let go of some more people. 5 more cuts will be done tomorrow. And again, usually it's triggered around what positions are returning from injury. And that's going to be kind of the crux of this entire episode. Also, I do want to tease, we are going to be giving the details today on how you can win 2 free tickets to the 49ers home opener against the Seattle Seahawks. A lower level, 18th row up, 20-yard line, great tickets for free. Not 1, but 2 of those. Compliments of an anonymous 49er Patreon member. This community, man, it just never ceases to amaze me. I give away a lot of stuff, but lately it's just has been so much. It's just freaking overflowing with generosity, this amazing community. So we're going to be sharing that later on, how to get that going. Now, lots of news and lots of reinforcements, which is what I want to focus on today. Because the 49ers, it's a stacked roster. There's no doubt about it. But there has been a lot of nagging injuries, hamstring issues. So frustrating. Kali says, when does Charvarius Ward return this week? I think he will return after this weekend. You've got 17 days. The 49ers play Thursday, okay, against the Texans. Then you have 17 days until week 1. I think after that weekend, after all the traveling, after all those things, that's when we get Charvarius Ward back. That's what I'm paying attention to. So that's what I want to see. Thank you, Quest for 6. He says, what's up, John? Love the content. Appreciate it, my friend. Now, today's practice was interesting. Yeah, I don't think Keaton's going to go on this cut. Josh, I'm with you because they don't have enough centers. But, yeah, I don't have Keaton Sutherland making the roster. After we finished that all-22 breakdown on Patreon, yeah, it was bad. PFF had him as the lowest-ranked 49er, accurately so. It was really, really bad. But today's practice, they got a lot of starters back, and none more important than E-Man, Emmanuel Mosley, an undrafted free agent, former practice squad player that has just fought and fought and fought. He came back, got an interception, dominated everywhere. I freaking absolutely love it. Here is D'Amico Ryans today after practice talking about just how big of an impact it was to get Mosley back today.
And has handled the past few weeks like a true pro. Like I wouldn't expect anything less of him, right? He's handled it with class. He's handled himself well. He's done a good job of staying attentive in meetings, being in position to help the guys that are out there. And I know he's eager to get back, but you don't want to push things too fast. And it was great to have him back out today and to see him just show up instantly, impacting our defense, right? Making plays, getting an interception, PBU, right? It's fun to have a guy back out there who just loves to compete each and every day, and it's just exciting to see him on his first day make plays to help us. All right, so it was fun, and I'm happy to see where E-Man is right now.
it matters. You know, he got an interception, pass breakup, all over the place. And if you remember, if you go back to training camp, the start of training camp before preseason, Emmanuel Moseley was having the best. He was locked down out there. So you get all that going on. It's nice to get that refreshing presence back. It's important. I love it. JD says someone at YouTube needs some training. They do not keep telling me when you go live. Now, there's two options that you have to fix this on. When you click on the notification bell on YouTube, you got to click all. And then sometimes your settings have it to where it only notifies you during certain times and whatever else. It's weird. YouTube's weird. But I've reached out to YouTube several times and had this conversation with them. It's something that you got to fix in your settings is what they say, whatever else. So sorry about that. It is frustrating. But yeah, that's rough. And yeah, Josh, E-Man comes back balling out first day back. Remember, this is contract year. The 49ers got him on the cheap. 2 years, $10 million last year. This is it. This is his chance to cash in. That was an undrafted free agent. And he has played some starter level snaps and has been great. Do I think he's a top 10 corner in the league? I don't. But do I think he's a top 30 corner in the league? I do. I think that kind of 11 to 30 range is where he is. And he hasn't been paid like that. And he can prove it this year. This is a big Emmanuel Moseley year. I hope we get him long term, but you got the young corners kind of in the wings, right? Ambry Thomas, you got Diamador Lenore, Tariq Castro Fields. There's a lot. Quantrez Knight, you got to put him in that conversation now. Samuel Womack on the inside. There's a lot of young guys that are being kind of groomed into taking that role. You've got Charvarius Ward for 3 years. And, you know, I thought this was interesting because Moseley spoke today as well. And they asked him what his press conference was a little rough. Not a lot. There were not a lot of clips that you could really keep. There were very short answers until they asked him about one of those young corners in Samuel Womack. So this is Emmanuel Moseley talking about the young rookie on the inside and what the communication's like between Moseley and Womack.
I mean, the communication is key. I think we talk every play. I take it upon myself to make sure I at least communicate with him every play, especially he's on my side, you know, because I know he's a younger nickel, or we're used to having a veteran nickel, but younger nickel. He's been balling. He's been doing his thing, continue to learn, and I think he'll be a great player in this league.
Oh. That gets me excited. He's just been balling out. And again, you know, if you've been with us on Patreon, which, man, I got to give you shout out to Patreon members for just all of the giveaways that we're doing. But we have not one, but 2 Zoom Hangouts this week. You want your voice heard? You want to give your 2 bits on these roster, you know, cut downs and all those things? This week, we got you. We've got one Wednesday at 5 p.m. We have a Zoom Hangout. And then we have one Sunday at 4:30 p.m., both Pacific Standard Time. So that's not one, but 2 Zoom Hangouts this week to kind of chat through things. So 49ers Rush, head over to our Patreon channel. It's the best way to support the show. And again, sign up this week. Here's what I'll say. Go over there. Support the show. Sign up this week. You don't like it, cancel after both Zoom meetings, after all the content. I'll give you back every single penny. I believe in the product we're putting out there. I mean, I recorded today, I think an hour and a half, just film breakdowns that we're releasing as, you know, time goes on, today and tomorrow. Like, it's good quality content. I believe in it. And the community keeps growing over there. And so I stand by it. So go check that out if you haven't yet already. Just Google 49ers and Patreon. It's the first thing that's going to show up. Now, not only did we get back Moseley, which is very, very important, we also got back the big man on the inside. I'm not talking about Javon Kinlaw, even though he's been great. We'll talk about him more in a second. Eric freaking Armstead, who, okay, 2 things. All right, I got to back up because I'm a little pissed off, okay? I'm a little heated. The 49ers top 100, okay, which I love the top 100. I think it's a beautiful way to recognize your peers and all those things. And if you don't know what it is, it's where every player that wants to vote can vote. They pick 20 players that they think belong on it. They aggregate all the scores, and then you get your top 100. Now, 49ers got a lot of players on there. Kyle Juszczyk was 100. Jimmy Ward was 96. Fred Warner, 47, which if you're upset about the Fred Warner thing, I'll say this. He had a really bad start to the year. But then he became all-pro Fred again. He's going to be higher next year. Bosa was 25. I thought that's just, it's offensive. I'm offended. Bosa is not the 20. There's not 24 players better than Nick Bosa. If you redrafted, let's say you wiped the slate clean of every single player on every single roster, and you got a draft, Bosa's going in the top 10. He's going in the top 10. You're going to get like 6 quarterbacks, and then you're going to get like 3 edge guys and Aaron Donald. That's just what it's going to be. And Bosa's going to be one of them. So Bosa should have been way higher. That it's disrespectful. And what he's going to do to the NFL for in 2022 years, again, contract year, very important. He's going to put it on some people. I put some money down. I ain't going to lie on my bookie for Bosa as defensive player of the year. I put some money down on there. So, and if you're a betting person, we're going to have bets all year long, baby. You can see the thing behind me. There we go. My bookie. They are our title sponsor for the year. Yeah, we're going to have bets every single week. So stay tuned for that. Kittle came in at 22, which I thought was like perfect. I thought that was like the one where I was like, yeah, that's exactly where Kittle belongs. Trent Williams, he'll be top 10. But Eric freaking Armstead, how the hell was he not on this list? There's not 100 better players than Eric Armstead. Now, is he the sexiest player and the stats and all that stuff? No. But listen to D'Amico Ryans talk about Eric Armstead and what he means to this team. This clip, I'm telling you right now, I almost did the whole episode around this clip because I felt it. Whenever D'Amico was talking today, I was just like, whoo, I'm ready to go. So listen to D'Amico, the DC, talk about the impact Eric Armstead has on not only the defense, but the entire team.
Again, I mean, to get Eric back, to get E-Man back, Eric's presence, just being out there inside, his presence, he's a great player in this league. So anytime you can get a really great player back to help our defense, it's just fun. And to have not only a great player, but to have one of the leaders, true leaders of our team, not only defense, but a true leader of our team, just to have him back at practice being active, for me, it's just uplifting to everyone. I feel the energy from everyone on the defensive side just by having E-Man and Eric back today. So definitely excited for both of those guys and where they're headed.
Not just a leader on our defense, on the team. That's what he brings. What's up, Collie? He says, preach, John. I'll preach. I'll tell you right now. Yeah. Okay. Fred Warner, 47. I love Fred. Paid lots of money to get Fred to come out to our draft show. It was awesome having him on. He's such a cool dude. But like, let me understand. Let me say something. Fred Warner came in at 47. I think that's appropriately ranked because he had a rough first half, great second half, right? Why did his play change last year? A lot of it's going to be Fred, and you got to put it on Fred, right? You got to give him credit. A lot of it is Big Double A. When he moved inside, the 49ers defense like this went straight into the perfect roles. Everything worked perfect from there on out. You remember the 49ers were 2-4 last year? Yeah, it's easy to say, oh, last year, NFC Championship, which is incredible. Yeah, you were 2-4. 2-4. What changed? You moved Eric Armstead inside. Now, it's more than that, but that was the biggest change. That was the common denominator with the shift of the entire season, was that week 7 moving him inside. That's the difference this guy makes. Eric Armstead, now you want to talk about, okay, we talk about play and how he makes everybody around him better. That's great. Because the entire philosophy of the defense is very, very simple. And D'Amico talked about this. I didn't cut this clip, but I've said it so many times on the show. Stop the run, force 3rd and long. That's when you go get the quarterback, make plays on the back end. Very simple. Stop the run first. Eric Armstead is one of the best run defenders in the NFL, not defensive tackle run defenders, best run defenders, regardless of position. That's what he does. Melissa, she says, Fred said he tried to do too much. I remember that clip. Yeah, very well, man, way to go, Melissa. She knows her stuff. When Dre was going through his injury, trying to prove he deserved all that stuff. Yeah, Fred's that dude. He deserves to be paid. He's going to be a career-long Niner, hopefully. And yeah, he did talk about how he was doing too much. But the way that the entire defense is schemed up, occupy the center guard tackles up front, the offensive line. Don't let them get to the second level. How do you do that? Eric Armstead, Javon Kinlaw. DJ Jones stepped up in a major way last year, but even DJ Jones in there by himself wasn't enough. It wasn't until 91 moved inside. Now you want to talk off the field, Walter Payton, Man of the Year. That's a big damn deal. That's a big deal. What he does off the field, what he does for the community, local kid from Sacramento. Find a hole in his game. Now, I know some media members might think that this is a person to attack and bring down because he had bad sack numbers one year. Yeah, I don't want to say that. What I want to say is this. If you are around, I've been in coaches meetings, which personnel grouping is so fun, right? You go through 2-a-days and you go through training camp or whatever, and then you sit down and you say, all right, let's fill out our starting lineup. And everybody kind of goes through their depth chart, all the positions. You show up to the meeting and you look at everybody. It's all up on the board. And you're like, wait a second. That guy you have at number 2, man, that dude would be a starter at my spot. And here's what happens. This is what I would do as a head coach. Okay, here's our precedents. Offensive line, defensive line gets first dibs. And so is defensive tackle sexy? No, it's not. It's not. But the difference a defensive lineman can make, it's paramount because it filters through all 3 levels of the defense. You have a good defensive line, linebackers are great. You have a good defensive line, secondary is great. You try to build that back to front, that's where it gets ugly. That's where it gets really ugly. Eric Armstead, his impact is invaluable. Invaluable. Anyway, I freaking love Eric Armstead. Man, he's if I could have one player like hang out with my son and spend time with my son don't play D-line, he plays safety. It'd be Eric Armstead just because of what he continues to be on and off the field and the impact he makes. He's incredible. Great man. Clay, he says the 2012 or 2022 defense, which is better? Uh-oh, I got to look this up now. You're going to mess with me. We want to play. Let's play. All right, let's look up this 20. I love this question, and it's on the spot. So I'm pulling up here. Just give me a quick second. Now, the 2012 defense, I got to keep clicking back. Here we go. I got it right here, baby. All right, let's go. Let's go through some of these starters, which I love. Navarro Bowman. Oh, man, so awesome. Going to be hanging out with us in freaking Denver. If you haven't heard yet, please go get your tickets. Get to meet the Navarro Bowman. And you get a party with Navarro Bowman? Are you kidding me? In Denver? Come on now. 49ers Rush road trip. Go get your freaking tickets. All right. Bowman Willis, Dante Whitner, Aldon Smith, Goldston, Justin Smith. All those guys that I just mentioned all made the Pro Bowl, by the way. So that's 5 Pro Bowlers that year. Terrell Brown, Carlos Rogers, Culliver, Ahmad Brooks. I mean, Sopoagu, like just so many just studs there, man. And if you look at their numbers, what they were able to put up, let's look at their ranks. Yeah, it's really good. Number 2 in points scored, number 3 in yards, second fewest first downs. They were pretty damn great. So if I could say, I'm taking that one. I'm taking 2012. But hold on now. The 49ers are slated for a top 5 year. Defensively. There's no doubt about that. I would be willing to say that's 5 Pro Bowlers. Okay. They had 5 Pro Bowlers on defense. Bowman, Willis, Whitner, Aldon Smith, Goldston, and Justin Smith. So let's play. Okay. Is Fred Warner, Bowman, or Willis? No, he's not. But he's about as damn close as you can get, you know, and has he reached his potential? I don't know. But I would say he's in the conversation with them. But yeah, linebackers, those 2 are way ahead. There's no doubt about it. But when you get to third linebacker, I would take this group, 2022. I'd take Azeez or Greenlaw over, you know, the third linebacker that they had. No doubt about that. Ahmad Brooks pretty damn good, though. But again, they ran the 3-4, so it was different. He was more of a pass rusher. Now, pass rushers, Nick Bosa, Aldon Smith. That's rough. Aldon Smith had 19.5 sacks. That's pretty damn good. But if you're looking at the run game, Nick Bosa is way better. Way better. Safety play, Tashawn Goldston versus Jimmy Ward. Yeah, I'm going Golston there too. Jimmy Smith, he's better than almost anybody else on the defensive line. But the difference is this defensive tackle play, 4-3 versus 4-2, right? Or 4-3 versus a 3-4. I'm taking Armstead and Kinlaw over Isaac Sopuagu and Ray McDonald. Yeah, that's not even close. The depth, that's the difference. The difference is, okay, studs, they got 5 Pro Bowlers. That's unheard of on one side of the ball. The depth that the 49ers have, that is what stands out to me. Yeah, I'm taking 2012 all day as well, Ella, man. I'm with you. But the depth is what's key. And you're going to win in a different way. You're getting after the passer, which I like, but yeah, that was such a damn good defense, bro. It's crazy. It's crazy. Looking back at it. Clay came up with the question, and he agrees. I'll take 12, but this year's defense will be historic if it can stay relatively injury-free. You know, we had Stephon Sanchez, who's incredible, the other day, and she talked about the word insulated. I like that because I don't know, man. You have so much depth this year that I don't think that the injuries, yeah, they're a concern as they always are. And one of your top guys goes down, it's going to be an issue. But at some of the positions, I don't know. The defensive line's stacked. There's a lot of guys there. And I think it matters. Like, okay, let's just talk about freaking the rookie. Yeah, Steph Sanchez is a queen. I'm with you, Melissa. She's incredible. Just such a fun person to be around. You look at a guy like second-round pick Drake Jackson, okay? Let's talk about Drake. I just finished the first half of the film, again, defensive film, against the Vikings. And that dude, holy cow, he's starter level. He's starter level right now. We'll find a hole in his game because he was the top-rated run defender. He was the top-rated pass rusher for both teams. That's how good he is now. He's not even our third string end. Here's the depth chart that goes. Okay, I'm telling you right now, it's Bosa by a mile, then Sampson, then Charles Omenihu, then Drake. Now, Drake's still going to get his 20-plus snaps, but if you want to put him third, that's cool. And if you think he deserves to be a starter, that's cool too. He's not going to. The consistency he gets to develop. But D'Amico, the defensive coordinator, talked about the athleticism, and it jumps off every damn play. Even on the interception play, he fell down. He was on his knees, but could like bend and jump off a knee and disrupt the passer. Listen to D'Amico talk about the impact that Drake Jackson's had.
Drake is a very unique athlete from that standpoint where you see some guys who may hit the ground or get tripped up some type of way and they're done. They're out of the play. It's taking them forever to get up. But Drake is unique in a way that he still finds a way, like even if he's falling, he's still working his way to the quarterback. And for him to like slip on that pressure and still affect the quarterback, most guys, they don't have that type of athletic ability. And that's what I call, it's just God-given ability that some guys have. And Drake, he has that, not something that you coach or teach. It's just something he has uniquely within himself to be able to be effective. And he's always he's always in a play because of his ability to still maneuver and make plays. Even when you think he should be out of it, some kind of way he pops up and he's still able to make a play. So it's fun to watch. Interesting, it's fun to watch, and it's fun to see him really grow this past week. As far as his physicality, his strain in the run game, and also him being able to affect the quarterback was good to see.
The phrase that D'Amico loves more than anybody, Kyle Shanahan's favorite phrase is versatility. D'Amico's favorite phrase is affect the quarterback. We love the term sacks and pressures. D'Amico loves affect the quarterback, which is difficult to measure. And that interception, that's what it was. That's what it was. Yeah, savage. Drake Jackson is D Ford replacement. You nailed it 100%. What was the comment before that, Clayton? And let me just say, my podcast is better by a mile when Clayton is with me. Clayton's behind scenes right now. I'm going to throw him up here. What's up, Clayton? How are we doing today,
What's
man?
going on? How we doing? Oh, I'm doing fantastic.
Good, man. I just wanted to let everybody see the handsome devil behind the scenes. Appreciate what you do, Clayton, man. You make this show better. He removed himself. I did not remove him. I would like the record to show that. Kali says, some point this season, Drake will be starting. I agree with you. And it's crazy because he's already kind of earned it. But to his long-term development, it is better if he is not starting right now. Just let him have tastes, right? He's going to Costco on the weekend with his aunt and uncle, and you just get those samples, baby. You just keep walking in circles, getting as much food as you can, and that's all he needs. He doesn't need the main course right now. That's coming. That's going to be next year. I do think he will start at some point this season, and it's going to be glorious whenever it does happen. But, and that's the thing. We haven't talked about Charles Omenihu. We haven't talked about Jordan Willis. We haven't talked about Kerry Hyder. We haven't talked about Kamiko Toure. That there's no team in the NFL that can boast that. I think the Philadelphia Eagles are the closest thing in the NFL to as deep as a defensive line as the 49ers have. Maybe the Baltimore Ravens off the top of my head. Claytons of the world, stand up. There we go.
That
Clay
made
on
me smile.
Clay.
That made me smile. My guy.
That is awesome. He's got some fish there. It looked like some red. I can't tell. Was that a red drum? Tell us what kind of fish you got there. My dad was a semi-Bass Pro fisherman, which will tell you all you need to know about Chapman's upbringing. Anyway, now here we go. From Clarsard, the 49ers are interesting. It's always scheme over stardom, and hype is always 50-50. However, yeah, you're right. It's scheme. It's coaches. You have to have a good structure and then implement in talent into that structure to be successful. I was talking with Jake today. Man, 2 shout outs to Jake today. Appreciate you, bud. Coaching matters a lot. People don't understand the impact of a good coaching staff. You look at last year's Jacksonville Jaguars, which they suck. Let's just be honest. It's a bad roster, but you implemented Urban Meyer and just one of the most toxic things in the world. And it was just, it was bad. I strongly expect the Trent Baalke Jaguars to have a much better year this year, just because Doug Peterson and what he brought in there is so much better than Urban Meyer. Oh, there we go. Rockfish. There it is. Caught off the coast of Oregon. Look at that. Appreciate it. It's called vermilion. I did not know that word existed. Appreciate that, though. Thank you for clarifying that. Now, let's take a break from 49ers content very briefly. I want to give away some tickets. Let's give away 2 tickets to the 49ers home opener against the Seahawks. Now, these are not ordinary tickets. These are 18th row on the 20th freaking yard line, right where the 49ers run out of the tunnel. You're right there. Home game for free. These are several $100 tickets, very expensive, and they're going to a 49ers fan. Shout out to Patreon Anonymous. People just keep going out. And if you want to give something to the faithful, you want to help the community reach out. But here is exactly how you get it to qualify for this giveaway. It's simple. Doesn't cost you anything. All you got to do is subscribe to our YouTube channel. Most of you guys probably already have, and turn on the notification bell. Now, if you're a person that doesn't like YouTube and you don't use YouTube, that's okay. Just go do this and you're into the giveaway anyway. You don't have to watch this on YouTube, but all you got to do is just show proof. So you just screenshot on your phone or on your computer our channel, John Chapman or 49ers Rush. You can find it both ways. Just subscribe and turn on the notification bell to all. Let me show you. Here's a quick instructional video. We got you covered just how to do that. If you haven't already, go ahead and click that subscribe button. And right next to that subscribe button is the bell. Once you click on that, click all. That way, anytime we go live, you will get notified and you will be able to enter into all of the giveaways that we do for Countdown Crew. And to be honest with you, it is by far the best way to support our channel. Thank you. Hit that subscribe button, turn on all notifications. Now, I will say this, a little humble brag for the 49ers Rush family. We've got an awesome crew. People, Juan Solis, who you guys know, Del DeMont, helping out Clayton. We just got people working, which is awesome. Shout out Coach Cruz and Josh for helping. Man, our highest we've ever had for a month was like 184,000 views, which is awesome. I think we're at like 215,000 for the month of August right now. Man, we're about to hit 250,000 views this month, which is awesome. And we're not stopping. We're actually going to be stepping up our game. I feel like the faithful needs better content. It's like, I don't know. That's just how I feel. So the channel's picking up steam. And I just want to say thank you for the support, for the loyalty, for sticking with us, for the comments, for all the hashtag CCs, and for the giveaways. I mean, it's awesome. Yeah, I'm with you, Jedi. I wish I invented YouTube as well. But that's okay. Now, here's what I want to talk about. David on Patreon, he emailed me this, and I did a deep dive, which I'm bad at. I always do this. Late at night, I'll be watching like TV with the wife or something. A lot of times we'll watch it in my office because I have emails to answer and stuff. And somebody will send me on a tangent. So David, I just want to say thank you for doing this. This is the only question he asked. Okay. He said, it will be interesting to see how Russ and Carroll do separately. That's all he said. It was a little bit more and, whatever else. But as far as the question goes, that was it. And so I was like, man, this is interesting to me. And my first takeaway, and I think the way I responded to the email, I didn't even tell him I want to be doing this on air, but I put the Seahawks roster has been terrible forever. It's been really, really bad. And Russ saved them, Russell Wilson, for the longest time. Just bailed them out. And I expect similar results to the whole Brady and Belichick thing. I don't think the Denver Broncos are going to win the Super Bowl, but I think they're a Super Bowl S team. That's a solid roster. And I think Russ is a top 6-7 quarterback in the NFL. I know that whatever. I don't want to get into that too much. That's not what this is about. But Seahawks are not making the playoffs, and they're terrible. And so I whenever the phrase like terrible Seahawks roster, I was like, man, I'm curious. When was the last Seahawks first round pick a hit? When was the last good first round pick by the Seahawks? You got to go a ways. You got to go back a ways. And so I did that. Now, then I was like, okay, well, hold on. That's Seahawks. What about the 49ers? Let's look at the 49ers first round picks during that frame as well, that time frame. And then I was like, you know what? Maybe let's get a better story. Let's look at first and second pick, regardless of where it was. And it tells a story. I think it tells a very good story. Let's go back to 2017. Because that's the first year Shanahan showed up. Carroll and them were already there, long way, right? And Melissa says, yeah, they traded a lot of their first rounders. They didn't trade they did trade a bunch. And 2017 started off equally bad, right? So Shanahan, they get Solomon Thomas, didn't work out. They traded up with Seattle in the first round to get Reuben Foster, didn't work out. Well, guess what? Seattle didn't do well either. They got Malik McDowell, who was the worst of any of those players mentioned, and Ethan Posick, who's not even with the team anymore. But Posick was by far the best player of the four. All right, cool. 2017, we'll give it to him. 2018, 49ers get Mike McGlinchey, then trade up for Dante Pettis. Oh, I love Pettis so much. I loved Dante Pettis. I thought he was going to be great, but mentally just wasn't there. Well, who'd the Seahawks get? Rashad Penny? Okay. And Rasheem Green. Yeah, McGlinchey by far the best player out of those. All right, 2019. And this is where the chasm gets built. 49ers first two picks. Nick Bosa, Deebo Samuel. Good God. All right, well, okay. Who did the Seahawks get? LJ Collier, Marquise Blair. Like, that is just now, and you could say, well, the 49ers were picking second. Well, guess what? They passed on Deebo for LJ Collier. Come on, man. All right, cool. Let's go to 2020. First two 49ers pick, Javon Kinlaw, Brandon Ayuk. Oh, and you could say, well, Kinlaw hasn't done it yet. Kinlaw had a decent rookie year, not a lot of sacks. Injured last year. We'll see. Things are putting up. Ayuk's been awesome. Who did the Seahawks get? Jordan Brooks, who's decent. I'm going to be honest. I think that he is a 8 to 15 inside linebacker in the league. Not bad. That's not bad. He's a good player. And Darrell Taylor. Not even close. Ayuk is by far the better player. And if you had to tell me to choose right now between Jordan Brooks and Javon Kinlaw, I'm telling you right now, 32 out of 32 teams would take Javon Kinlaw. 32 out of 32 teams would. Off the ball linebacker, very little positional value. 2021. And people are like, oh, right? Traded picks, right? Seahawks traded for Jamal Adams, multiple first rounders. That was awesome. Blitz boy. Thank you, Tommy. Their second. Okay, so if we just look at their first two picks, Dwayne Eskridge hasn't done anything. And Trey Brown, not much. Who did the 49ers get with their first two picks? Oh, yeah. Trey Lance and Aaron Banks, which Aaron Banks would have been seen as a bust last year. Now he's starting, looking pretty damn good. Trey Lance is the future of the franchise. Is there anybody on this damn list that I just went through for freaking 5 years that is the future of the Seattle Seahawks? They got nothing. They got nothing. It's just the difference with the way in which they built their roster. And the way that I got to text my son, he just texted me from football practice. He got done. I got to text him, call mom. Sorry about that, guys. Mom's got him. Mom's got him. Sorry about that. Go little Chapman. Man, he's getting done late. Anyway, it's bad drafting. And you could go through more than just the first and second pick. It's a lot. But I didn't do this to throw shade on the Seahawks, which is my favorite pastime of my life. I freaking hate the Seahawks. Doo-doo birds. But it's also to say this is how teams get built. I mean, listen to these. McGlinchey, right? Bosa, Debo, Trey Lance, Kinlaw, Ayuk, Banks. That's 7 starters. 7 at key positions. Quarterback, wide receivers, tackles, edge rushers. And I'm looking at this, and I think the Seahawks got 2 starters, 3 starters if you count their running back. That's it. Like, it matters. Now I am with you, Kali. Boye Mafe is awesome. I love Boye Mafe. I had him ranked very, very high, and I think that was a great pick. And so maybe things will change. I don't know. Pete Carroll, Ego destroyed the old line. Yeah, he did. And the Legion of Holding, she called them. I respect the Legion of Boom. I really, really do. I thought Earl Thomas was the best safety in the game for about 5 to 6 years. Obviously, Richard Sherman, Cam Chancellor. I like what they built there, their personality. But you're correct. Russell Wilson's fragile ego destroyed that Legion of Boom. You can go back and read the Sherman article, which was awesome. And he talked about the day the Legion of Boom died, when Pete Carroll started, coddling Russell Wilson. But back to this argument and the question that started it all. Who was the last great first-round pick for Seattle? You got to go back to 2010, Earl Thomas. Then before that, 2000, Sean Alexander. 2 great picks this millennium. It's been 22 damn years with 2 good first-round picks. Earl Thomas is great. He fell off a cliff quick. Sean Alexander was great. I'd take Bosa and Debo over both of them. And the 49ers did that in 1 draft. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know where I wanted to go with it. I just thought that was a fun journey that shows the departure of the franchise that is the Seattle Seahawks. And they're going to be rebuilding for a while, man. I love this. Clayton says Bubblegum Pete is going to be forced into retirement. And I'll say this, I don't think I was the one that brought it up. I think it was Brian from Legit Football just saying how D'Amico Ryans would be a perfect fit there. That scares me. That keeps me up at night. I don't want that. But he would be. He would be. I just hope it doesn't happen. I really, really do. Anyway, man, this has been a fun conversation. Now, hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. Now we've got more breakdowns. We finished the first half offense, second half offense Patreon breakdowns. We finished the first half defensive Patreon breakdown. We still have 2 more to go. We got second half defensive Patreon breakdown, and we still have the special teams defensive breakdown. And remember, 2, not 1, but 2 Zoom hangouts this week. One Wednesday at 5, and then we also have one Sunday at 4:30. That's one of my favorite shows of the week because of the year. That's where we get together and we make our community final 53 man. So if you've got somebody you want to stake claim to, head over there, sign up, join us this week. Let's chat it out. And let's see what it's going to go. But for today, I want to say thank you. John Wayne show tomorrow. You know it. 12:30, baby. We got 12:30 showing, Kali. We're going to be doing that one. Yeah, it's going to be a full slate. It's going to be a heavy, heavy weekend because we've got the 49ers game Thursday, and then roster cuts, which are August 30th. We're going to find we're about to cut 5 more players tomorrow, which breaks my heart. So yeah, we got a lot of stuff coming out. Want to say thank you to James W, 49ers George 365, executive producers of the show, Clayton, the man behind the scenes. Clips brought to you by Juan Solis. This 49ers Rush crew, man, we growing a little bit, ain't we? We're growing a little bit. But anyway, that's going to do it for us today. And until next time, thank you very, very much for all the support, continued support. Stay strong, faithful.